Chubstep.
Creating the oil of judgment.
Steed.
Chub. Step.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
Will you remember pizza?
Will I remember what pizza is? Yeah. I'll still know what pizza is.
Okay, so not a total loss.
Who's in charge? Me or the devil? I think I'm in charge.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the show started.
Hey guys, normal amount of enthusiasm for this one.
Good try, Steve. Third time's a charm.
Third time.
That's very good energy. Good, like upbeat, but not too over the top.
Yeah, I didn't want it's not gonna be one of our best probably, so I'm keeping it normal.
Okay. Yeah. Temper expectations, as we say. I don't think. Yeah, we'll see. It could be.
Yeah, you were researching something. I mean,
yeah, I've got.
Who knows what you got planned?
I got
Chub history to do. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I got a little life hack for you guys.
Oh, Steve's life hack of the week. Let's hear it.
Yes. So I was doing some moving around. You can't see this, but I got two monitors now. Double desk setup. I got two desks built into a mega desk.
Yeah.
So I had to move my whole apartment around, and in moving that, I found a piece of mouse poop.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I was like, where did this come from? I've never seen a mouse in here.
Yeah.
So I was freaking out. And then I was like, what am I freaking out for? I can handle a mouse.
Okay.
And then I was like, do I even have mice? So I did a little test. I cooked 2 pieces of pasta.
Okay.
And I put them on my floor. And I left them there for 2 nights, 2 moons. And they were still there at the end of the 2 moons. Thus proving I do not have a mouse infestation.
Okay. Now, this is obviously genius. Here's my question. Why pasta and what pasta?
It was the round pasta.
What do you want? Everyone is round to a certain extent. For
the round tube pasta.
Like penne?
I don't know. No, it was the big round.
Dude, aren't you Italian? Shouldn't you know this stuff?
Mamma mia.
Yeah, I eat one type of pasta. It's fettuccine. That's the only type of pasta there is.
I would not consider fettuccine round.
It's not fettuccine. My dad moved and he gave me all this subpar pasta. So
okay,
I got to use it for something.
I'm going to share my screen. You can tell me if this is what you see.
Okay.
Is this what you gave the?
No, there was no angle. There was no angle to the pasta. Round tube pasta.
Well, is it rigatoni?
Zoom in on the rigatoni.
We're gonna buy this rigatoni.
Oh yeah, it was definitely rigatoni.
Okay. Okay, so you went with rigatoni to see if now is it possible that mice just don't like pasta or more specifically
There's no way.
Like
There's no way. That is the perfect food for a mouse. Because you never see them eating other creatures, right? So they're got to be vegetarian. They're too small to hunt.
Okay.
So I thought, well, I got to get some wheat-based things. Easily digestible, lots of fiber. I'm putting the pasta down.
Look what I found here.
That thing loves the rigatoni.
He just ran past the rigatoni?
Well, he's clearly startled. That mouse is... He's in the rigatoni. See, he loves it so much.
We found a video of a mouse with his head stuck in rigatoni.
A TikTok mouse shoved his little mouse head in a piece of rigatoni.
Yeah.
That was too much for the trap. You do not need that much just to test. But if you want to wake up with a bunch of mice with their heads in rigatoni, apparently
it is cute.
Good way to catch some mice.
Okay, so you don't have either way. The point is, people can come over, no problem. No mice problem.
No mice problem. Yeah, I'm going to be hosting
Okay.
probably like looking at maybe one person in the next year
Okay.
or so.
Perfect.
I don't get a lot of visitors over here.
Okay. That's fair.
Even though I have Christmas lights, I got a Christmas tree up now. I thought I'd entice some kids. Maybe they'd think like, Santa's up there because of all the fun lights. Then they come up and it would just be me and my fish.
You're right. You're right. I mean, you could lure some people in.
It hasn't worked for 3 years in a row.
But there's always a potential of that.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah. Perfect. Was there something else you want to get to, Steve?
Yeah, we could talk about this really fun Tanzania news
What is
story
that
that I found.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
The infection causes immediate respiratory failure, and scientists claim that these patients are now transmitting.
You know what Fugazi is?
Fugazi, it's a fake.
Yeah, Fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust.
What are you, from Tanzania?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you familiar with Klaus Iohannis?
No.
Iohannis? Well, he's the Romanian president.
Okay.
And he went to Tanzania for a quick 4-day visit. And he had a great time. And they did a little ceremony for him. Let me pull this up here. Damn it. Zoom. I got too many monitors now. I'm going to share my screen so you can watch the ending of this ceremony.
Okay. Okay. So I'll explain to people what's going on here. People are holding pictures of what I assume is the president.
As the president of Romania.
The president of Romania. And then they are jumping off of a wall that goes down into the ocean.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically holding a 3-foot board.
The
like
big
poster
picture
board of him, and then just jumping into the water, legs kicked out, landing in the water. Just with people all around him. Is this supposed to be this is a good thing?
Yeah, because he shouts Hakuna Matata, and from the Lion King, we know that means no worries for the rest of your days.
Okay.
So yeah, this dude takes a running jump, yells Hakuna Matata. Big picture of this dude, does a sweet little leg split midair.
Yeah.
Like he throws some flash into this ceremony. He's not just doing he's not jumping it. He's showing, I got moves, and you're about to see them. I would have liked a full split, like a bigger split.
Yeah.
But and he didn't really protect the painting in the water. Like the
no, it's definitely going to get ruined the second he gets out of the water. I mean, it's it's ridiculous. He does a full split leg jump into this water holding this picture of the president.
We got to get.
I guess I didn't realize Hakuna Matata was a real thing. I feel like that's something some American would go, like some celebrity would go to Tanzania, yell Hakuna Matata, and get canceled or something. I feel like that was a fake. I didn't realize that was like a real saying.
Yeah, it means, let's see. It actually means there are no troubles.
Well, it means no worries for the rest of your days. That's the lyric of the song.
Disney movie, it's translated to no worries.
Okay.
But, it's a rough translation.
Okay.
So, I'm thinking we got to incorporate this into some of our political ceremonies.
Yes.
And
does this mean he likes a guy or does not like
it? Means they like him. It means they like him.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're like, no worries, no problems, bro. And then jump into the freaking water.
Like
yeah, so I'm thinking we get a guy, right?
Yeah.
Because America, we're superior. We got the money. We bring somebody over. Like, we get the president of the Czech Republic to come over.
Okay.
Because that's one-upping Romania, I believe.
Sure. Yep.
And then we get a guy and we put him on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Okay.
And
it's this guy named Peter Pavel.
Yeah, we get Peter Pavel.
See if I can find a shirtless picture of him.
Yeah, how yoked does he look?
I'm not seeing him shirtless. It's mostly Putin.
Oh, this guy could be yoked though.
Oh, well, look at this. Yeah, I'm showing a picture here, Steve.
Oh, ooh, mine just went straight to top male porn stars.
Okay, I got a different thing than what you got. So you're on more of a dark web than I am, I guess. Your search history is a little different.
You got, I mean,
this guy's good looking. Can I say that? He's got for an older guy. He's a good looking guy.
He is good looking. Like he's probably seen war.
Well, yeah. You see these pictures? He's seen war.
Type in shirtless.
He's all Putin shirtless. I don't see anything in him. He was a general before this, dude.
Okay. All right. So maybe he's got a decent bod under there.
Yeah.
I like him. All right. So we're going to get this guy.
Yeah.
We're going to get like Simone Biles because she's a gymnast.
Okay. Oh, yes. You're right. We got to step it up with the person doing it. I agree.
Yeah. And she's got some name recognition. We're going to get her on the Golden Gate Bridge. We're going to get a hang glider.
Okay.
Of Peter Pavel's face.
Okay.
But it's going to be made of like, it's going to be weak. Like a weak hang glider. And she's going to dive off the Golden Gate Bridge. Plummeting to the ground. Last second, slow her momentum just enough to where she can do a sweet split.
Okay.
Front flip, then wall splitting, straight into the water. Perfect dive, no splash.
So I'm seeing here, actually, even if she didn't have the thing, 5% of the people that jump from the Golden Gate Bridge survive.
Wow, that's actually higher than I thought.
But most end up drowning or dying of hypothermia in the water. But if we'll have
a boat.
We'll have a boat.
We're gonna rule out hypothermia like immediately.
Yeah, I agree.
Really drowning. I figured it would be like blunt impact.
Well, because if you fall, that's a hard impact on your body, and then you're like in the middle of a huge water area. You know what I'm saying? It's like then you're gonna have to swim while you're damaged to one side.
I'm surprised it's not instant death. That's what I'm saying. So maybe we don't even do a
95% is instant death, probably.
95% is death. We don't know how instant it is.
Oh, you're right.
So I'm saying we could nix the whole hang glider thing.
And she would probably be better at landing that impact than most people. Simone Biles, I would assume. She knows how to land.
That's what I'm saying. So we get Simone Biles.
Yeah.
And instead of a hang glider, we have just a bigger cardboard cutout.
Oh, okay. Yes. That she glides down on. I like this. Yeah.
Yeah. So she'll use that to glide down, but it's not going to slow it down too much.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she goes into a split, then does a front flip, then goes head first into the water. Perfect dive. No
what is
splash.
she yelling?
No
worries?
Damn. She can't yell Hakuna Matata.
No worries?
She's going to yell, I love New York.
I love New York.
Yeah.
Because that's an American saying.
Okay, that is a very American.
Or she could yell, bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. I do like the bing bong. I do like yelling bing bong.
Bing bong.
She yells bing bong,
Yeah.
does the jump, and then ally for life for the Czech Republic.
Oh, yeah.
Like for the next 3 generations,
I mean,
they're going to be
we're
talking
locked.
about
We're
it.
locked in. We can do whatever we want. Yeah, I mean, that sort of thing. It's genius, dude. I mean,
They're like, Simone Biles doing the splits into a front flip, no splash?
yeah, we got to make sure she's got no splash. I mean, maybe a diver would be better than her, but we don't know as many divers.
Yeah, name one diver.
Well, actually, so Steve, I well,
I got a perfect
so.
diver.
Okay, what do you have?
There's this yoked Instagram guy named Sam Sulek.
Okay.
Google him. He's got a great bod. He's like super roided up. He's
What's
like
his
huge.
name?
Sam Sulek. Sulek.
Okay.
I mean, us yoked bros.
We've actually had a professional diver on the show before.
Oh, really?
Joey Cifelli.
Oh, yeah.
He was on the show. So, yeah, this guy's jacked. He does not look like a diver.
No, he can dive. That's he used to be a diver, and he did a dive full yoked, like as yoked as he is right now, and he like nails it. So we might be able to get him if we're like, if we invite like a meaner like North Korea just to intimidate them.
Okay, so Joey Spelly was on Holy Moly, the show that was I think it was NBC. He was a Team USA diver, so we could get him. I obviously still have his contact information. We could see if he's into it. But you're kind of saying the other guy might be more jacked, which is true. Joey looks more like a traditional diver.
Yeah, either want the big name or
I also, Steve, one time paid for. I just tried to find the cheapest cameos to do, and I had somebody record one for you because it was like $1 or $2. And I like talked about how big of a fan you were of swimming and all this stuff, and then I found out the guy was a diver, not a swimmer. So then the guy's response was kind of so sad that like he could tell I didn't even actually know who he was, that I then I felt bad and I didn't want to play it.
Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's embarrassing. Like maybe he probably quit Cameo after that.
Yeah, it was a rough look. Okay. But he was encouraging to you, by the way.
Okay.
Cameo. Yeah.
Well, I would have liked to see that.
Even though he's just like somewhere.
Even though he's just pissed.
Yeah.
Steed, what is up? My name is Steele Johnson. I'm a 2016 Olympic silver medalist. I heard that you are a huge swimming fan. I'm a diver. That's close to swimming. But I just wanted to say a huge congratulations on your 200th episode of Chubstep. That is exciting. I'm going to have to check out your podcast. Amy sent me this request for you to congratulate you on this amazing milestone. I personally listen to a lot of podcasts, so I can understand how amazing of a feat this is, how big of a milestone this is. And I just want to say congratulations on achieving this milestone, achieving this goal. And I look forward to seeing your podcast continue to grow as you continue to grow as a podcaster. So Steed, thank you for your support. And I just hope your 200th episode of Chubstep is just awesome.
All right, I got a Chub history.
Let's do it.
Blood alone moves the wheels of history!
Have you ever asked yourselves in an hour of meditation, which everyone finds during the day, how long we have been striving for greatness?
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
America is the richest, most powerful nation on earth. If America was a woman, America would be a big titty woman. And everybody loves a big titty woman.
In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chub history.
Please clap.
Steed.
Yeah.
How familiar are you with Líneas Aéreas Nacionales S.A. Airlines, also known as LANSA Airlines?
Very familiar.
Very familiar. You know a lot of Peruvian airlines?
Well, I mean, I know LANSA Flight 508.
We're already looking up stuff. As I shared my screen.
Is this the rugby guys?
No. Turns out, avoid flying around South America.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you get south of Brazil,
yeah,
or the Amazon, don't go over the Amazon or south of Brazil.
Well, that's where I'm getting to in here. So LANSA Airlines, founded in 1963. They ended up ceasing operations in 1972. And I will get to why. And as Steve kind of mentioned, LANSA Flight 508 happened in 1971, December 24th, Christmas Eve, 1971. There was a crash over the airline. So this is a propeller plane, decent sized plane, pretty good sized plane. It was 86 passengers, 6 crew, so 92 people aboard. And while flying it was within Peru. I think it was going from Lima. It was way to
Lima to
Iquitos, Peru. Yes. So it was flying around 21,000 feet when it encountered a thunderstorm, and they believe a lightning bolt hit the. Anyway, some sort of weather caused the
lightning plane.
They think it's a lightning bolt caused a fire on the plane or to hit the wing and that kind of stuff. Enough bad weather caused this plane to go down, and one person survives the crash. Out of the 92 people there, there's one survivor. A 17-year-old girl named Julianne Kopecky. I'm going to say Kopeck. So Julianne Kopeck was her parents were
Kepke. I'm going Kepke.
Kepke? Okay,
Yeah.
Julianne Kepke. We'll say Kepke. So she was the only child of German zoologists that were living in Peru. And she was kind of homeschooled. She kind of grew up in the jungle. If there was anybody that was going to survive a crash over the Amazon, it was a good thing it was her, because she had basically grown up with all the knowledge of how to survive.
You need some
in
jungle training, because
You need
if
some
I was in
jungle
the
training.
Amazon, first thing I'm doing in the Amazon, I'm making a spear and I'm trying to find a jaguar to get it over quick. Because I don't like bugs, and from what I've heard, the Amazon has a lot of bugs. So
you would hate this.
I'm like looking for a howler monkey to fight.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something like, I don't know, but I'm going down quick.
Completely agree. It's a nightmare. I mean, so these jungles, and this is where they talk about there's still like these buried cities, from like the way thousands of BC,
like
and stuff like that, the Mayans, Aztec, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's all these things buried in the Amazon still that we don't know about. They kind of do these scans from airplanes that have kind of told us there's things there.
Yeah,
that
the
we just,
LiDAR.
It's so dense and just so hard to navigate through that we just haven't discovered it yet, and nobody wants to like make that trek to do it.
Yeah.
It's crazy how just massive it is, and how I guess it's just impossible to live in if you just land in the middle of this. So anyway, what happens is basically this girl was flying with her mom to go see her dad on Christmas Eve. The dad warns, he says, hey, this Lanza Airlines, they kind of suck, guys. I don't know if you've heard it, they've actually had a lot of flights that have gone down. Okay, in the 9 years they were operational, they had 3 crashes. And then a bunch of...
That's pretty good.
They had one that had 49 fatalities, 101 fatalities, and then this last one that was 91 fatalities.
Better than Malaysian Airline in the past few years.
They only had the one big one, right, Steve?
No, they had the one that went missing.
Yeah.
Then, 2 weeks later, they're like, hey, let's fly over Ukraine. Boom.
Yeah.
Russia shot him down.
So, yeah, I guess there's always examples of shitty airlines throughout the world, but that's definitely not one you want to basically avoid. Like, I guess people make fun of Spirit and Frontier, but I don't hear about them crashing. Right? They're just kind of the bad service.
I think Spirit is actually the best one. I looked it up, and Spirit was like the best crash record. Like, they get a clean crash record.
They haven't been around as long as some of these other ones to experience some crashes. But planes are pretty safe, much safer even now than they were. Anyway, the point is, shitty airline, the dad warns against it. They go, shitty weather. The crew says, hey, we're still good. We're going to do this. And it goes down.
Whoops.
And it kind of crashes along the Amazon canopy. And the next thing this Julianne knows, she wakes up and she's like, what the hell just happened? Like, she wakes up the next morning and is just like, where am I?
She probably had a big headache.
Oh, yeah. She had like gashes. She had like a broken collarbone. There's a few things that were not going well for Julianne. Basically, nothing was going well. And she doesn't see anybody else. She's basically like somehow kind of on her own.
It says she fell from like 10,000 feet.
Well, that's the plane. That's where the plane was. Yeah.
Yeah. So the plane blows up, and then she falls 10,000 feet down. All right, real quick.
They don't know exactly.
I'm thinking we ditch Simone Biles. We get her.
She's not American.
We can naturalize her.
Okay.
Because she's got the experience for this kind of thing.
That's fair. Oh, that's
Golden
fair.
Gate Bridge into water is not taking down Julianne Kepke.
Anyway, she ends up eating some sweets that she finds around the crash site. And now keep in mind, this is not like the plane is all over the place. So it's not like she crashed and there's like the whole plane sitting right there. It's like she's like just basically by herself, but she found some sweets. That ends up being the only thing she eats until she's found. And something that what her parents told her is if you ever get in a scenario where if you're lost in the jungle, find water and then follow the water, because eventually water will lead to more water. And then when you have bigger water, areas, it's higher chance for population, people to be around there. And he also said, watch out for like shallow water because that's where the piranhas are. And so kind of go to the deeper water. So keep in mind, she has nothing to eat. So she ends up surviving for 11 days alone in the Peruvian Amazon rainforest until she's discovered by local fishermen. And these fishermen are like, what the hell is this? They grab her in a canoe, bring her to a more populated area. She ends up getting airlifted out of there, obviously. But so not only is she the only survivor out of these 92 people, but she also is able to survive another 11 days in the rainforest and find somebody to save her. They were not able to find the plane crash for a long time because of just how thick the Amazon canopy is. Like even a plane goes down, you just can't even tell. So the frustrating thing was she was like in the water, trying to get help, and she could hear the rescue planes overhead, but they couldn't see her. It was just brutal. So she ends up having like, maggots growing on her arm and all this kind of stuff. She finds gasoline at one point and pours gasoline on the maggots to kill them. The bugs apparently were terrible.
Badass maggot trick.
Yeah, no, it is. And she had like kind of learned that from her dad. She said she was a self-described jungle child because she kind of grew. Again, if this is going to happen to anybody, it's almost the best person it could have happened to. But of course, like, she lost her parents, she lost everybody else on the thing, passed away. And just insane that she survived this. She ended up getting a botfly. Do you know what a botfly is?
Sadly, I do.
I also know what a botfly is. And the reason I know what a botfly is because my cousin had this thing. She's not been on the show before, but I'm going to share my screen. I don't know. I can't remember how this happened, but like she had this kind of growth. I believe it was like under her eye. This was years ago, 10 to 15 years ago. And they had no idea what it was. All of a sudden, like she goes to the doctor or something, they remove it and they realize it's a botfly, which is basically a gross looking fly that grows its larva inside somebody. Like it kind of, I don't know how it does it. It stings you, whatever it is. These pictures are gross, but you'll get it. It looks
I'd
like
be pouring gasoline on that.
Yeah,
for sure.
And this is separate.
I would light the gasoline on fire.
Yeah, and so it looks like a big zit almost, and then it has a little hole, and then actually a fly comes out of your face.
Huh.
So that's fun.
What a relief when that thing gets out of there, though. That would probably feel great.
No kidding. Yeah, that like the Dr. Pimple Popper show, and they would love a botfly. Yeah. Anybody that watches that show. So anyway, she wrote a couple of books. She got her doctorate and became a research in mammalogy, specializing in bats.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Some people get like bonked in the head and then they just grow up to be serial killers. And she got bonked in the head like pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like 10,000 feet straight to the ground. And she's like, I want to study bats.
Yeah, and she basically went back to
I'm German.
She basically took over her dad's job once he passed away.
Hey, good way to make a job opening. Am I right?
Well, her dad.
Oh no, he didn't die in the plane.
He didn't die in the thing. Yeah, I know.
Maybe she killed her dad then.
I don't think so. He died in 1989. Quite a bit after. I would not assume.
Took over at the German Bat Institute.
Yeah. Anyway, just kind of a crazy story. This girl survives. It falls out of a plane, survives a plane crash, and then survives. It's like the movie. Is it Unbreakable? What's the one where Samuel L. Jackson causes all these major accidents to happen, and he's trying to find somebody that basically has the ability to survive anything, and he ends up finding Bruce Willis because he survives this crazy train crash that nobody else survives. And And then we find out, Samuel, it's a good movie.
Oh, M. Night Shyamalan.
Unbreakable. M. Night Shyamalan, yeah. And then they made Split, which was the guy with two personalities, James McAvoy. And then they made Glass is the third one where they combined actually.
I saw the one where they combined all three of them, but I didn't see the other ones.
Unbreakable is actually the best of those three.
Oh.
Actually, Glass is probably the worst of those three, Steve, the one you watched.
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell was going on the whole time.
It's the third of the series. So Unbreakable is a good movie. But anyway, it's kind of almost this concept where Samuel L. Jackson would have found Julianne quite intriguing.
It'd be like, let's throw her again.
Yeah, I got to see her. She's about exactly. A cool lady. Chub history. There you go.
Wow. Great. Good for her.
Good for her.
What's going on here?
It's a hostage situation. Guys, 4 people at gunpoint. Shot someone in the head on his way in.
Oh my God, that's nuts.
Oh my gosh.
See, it's days like these that I curse the Chinese for inventing gunpowder.
I almost had another hero moment.
Okay.
So as we know, I'm a hero. Rescued those people out of their car they flipped over on a silly goof. So I pulled into the Jewel parking lot.
Okay.
Or it was like on the outskirts of the Jewel parking lot. So it was like near the end, and it's like low population of parking people late. This is, I think, 2 nights ago.
Okay.
And as I get out, I notice somebody, and they are trying to start their car. And it doesn't start. So I run in and I like grab some eggs, go back to my car. They're still sitting there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, they're in a handicap spot. It's like an old lady. So I go and ask her, I'm like, hey, you need a jump start? And she's like, how'd you know I need a jump? And I'm like, well, your car is going.
Yeah. And you've been sitting in this parking lot for 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So she's like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, I don't have jumper cables. A nice Polish woman gave me some jumper cables to borrow.
Okay.
So I'm trying to jump her car. And she's like, I'm like, your battery ever have problems? And she's like, well, this guy hit my car 3 times in the back. He's out to get me. I was like, all right, well, has the battery ever went out? And she's like, I just got this car a year ago. And I'm like, just got it a year ago? And she's like, I used to have a Nissan. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like,
what kind of car was this?
It was a minivan.
Okay.
So I go in my car and I try and rev the engine to get more juice flowing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, try and start it again. And she tries to start it, nothing. And I'm like, yeah, I think your battery's dead. She's like, no, the same guys they're trying to get me. They're up to something. No. And I'm like, here we fucking go. I'm like, go back and wait 5-10 more minutes. Try and start it again. And nothing. She's like, they're up to something. I'm telling you. They're up to something.
Who are the guys? You didn't ask details?
No. And I'm like, listen, lady, you gotta call your daughter or something. And she's like, she might be in Michigan.
She might be in Michigan.
Yeah, she said she might have went to Michigan.
Okay.
I'm like, oh my God. So I think I waited a few more minutes. I'm like, hey, all right, I gotta go. This lady's been sitting here waiting too, because I got her jumper cables.
Yeah.
And they're not working. So I'm like, I gotta go. You gotta call your daughter and you can go in the store. And I'm like, you want me to, leave the hood up? Maybe somebody else will come by and help you. And she's like, no, the people they're gonna get me. They're coming.
Oh no.
I'm just like, okay, lady, call your daughter. Left her hood up. Got out of there.
Oh God. Steve, I want to know more about these. I would have questioned who these people are.
She's just a psychopath. There's no people.
Well, I know that. Well, obviously there's no people, but in her mind, I want to hear what is the story.
I knew that if I engaged, it would have been some
30 minutes. Yeah.
At one point she was starting to get biblical on me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, if I start talking to her, she's gonna go off about the end times and shit. And how these guys are working for Satan. And then I have to tell her that I have a church and she just has to give me $4 and
Yeah, I mean, she would have been a perfect recruit. This nice boy. If you would have helped her car, Steed, like if you had actually gotten it fixed, you have a church member for life for you.
Yeah, that's a big cult leader move. Just like,
oh yeah,
hey, I'm such a nice guy.
Through the power of the church, I was able to fix your car.
I think the Bible actually just got like one passage wrong. Why don't you come to my study group and we'll go over it?
See, this wouldn't have happened to you had you been following my teachings.
Yeah, we meet every night at midnight for 6 hours.
You'll love it. You'll love it. It might just be you. But
yeah, you can't leave too.
You
Ever.
Can't leave. Ever. And you'll pay me. But I'll protect you from the strange men.
Let's go sell this stupid minivan. We'll put the title in my name.
That's right. Yeah, and the men won't hurt her anymore.
Yeah. So instead of, me adding to my hero resume, I instead abandon an old lady in the cold. And I didn't see it in the news that they found her dead in that car. Because it was like, 15 degrees outside.
But she could have gone into the grocery store if she was that cold.
Oh, yeah, I told her to, and she looked confused, and she literally just like zipped her coat up. And I'm like, all right, you're going to die tonight.
Yeah, it is a tough thing when you know somebody's out of it and how to react to that. Because you're trying to be nice.
Yeah, but I'm like, I got this crazy lady here that, she can't start her car. I'm like, I'm not going to call the cops because what if the cops just arrest me and they're out to get me and then my car won't start. And then every time my car doesn't start, I got to be looking over my shoulder because the guys that rear-ended me outside of your house that one time, he's actually working for Hillary Clinton and I got to vote for Biden. 2024.
Yeah. She would have loved all those explanations.
She would have been like, dude, you get it.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that is tough. Well, thank you, Steve. Almost thank you for your service.
Yeah, it was close. I tried.
Yeah, exactly.
I tried. I'm really hoping it would be a 2-minute jump and then I could feel really good about myself for like a week.
Yeah. I was going to say, Steer, here's my cringy thing of the week here. Is when people say they love talking about things as adventures. When you hear the word adventure, what do you think of?
I think you need a machete involved.
I agree. Yeah. When you talk about this girl leaving, now adventure seems more voluntary. I would say,
that's an adventure.
But it's for sure an adventure. Which is when I think of adventure, it's basically what this girl did, what Julianne did, escaping the Amazon. But usually it's voluntary. I would say it might not be good, positive experience, but adventure is something you usually sign up for.
With a machete required or recommended, because it would have been recommended that she had one. Yeah. But anytime you're going into the wilderness, the wilderness has to be involved, or you just gotta be I'm gonna go take on the biggest gangs in Chicago with my bare hands. Sure. That could be an adventure too, but there's got to be stakes. You need to be able to die.
I completely agree. I'm picturing somebody with a safari hat.
Oh yeah,
you want a safari hat no matter where you're going is adventure. Okay, now the term adventure, just because of how society just is now, we don't really have people that have to explore, unknown lands anymore. We found them all. Adventure is now turned into a word where just people just use this on their dating profile, or they'll just use it as I love to go on adventures. Let's go on adventures together.
Yeah, and unfortunately, going to a pumpkin patch is not an adventure.
I would agree. That's exactly where I'm going with this. I've been watching this. I have 2 trash TV shows. Anybody that knows me knows I have 2 shows that are trash TV shows that I watch. Other than that, highbrow material for me. Yeah. I mean, high enough brow.
You watch Toddlers and Tiaras, and then that cheerleading show that got banned, right?
Both those. Married at First Sight is one of them. Married at First Sight, the people meet each other when they walk down the aisle.
Oh yeah.
And the other one is 90 Day Fiance, which is basically foreign people trying to scam their way into America for very ugly American people or people that are undateable in America. That one I like. Just because it's so. Both these shows are just so ridiculous. The concepts are just so ridiculous that I don't know. And usually these people aren't like good enough to try to get like trying to be famous or something like that. So it feels less produced than some other shows. Married at First Sight, all these people are kind of talking about is like, I can't wait to get married and go on adventures with you and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, like Steve, to your point, their adventures are going to a brewery. It's axe throwing.
Man.
I would call these activities. I'd like to do activities. I like to do things. I would not call them adventures.
Yeah.
It's just a cringy term.
It is very bad. I've been on those dating websites before.
Yes.
Not on them now, so don't go looking. And I've seen it like, yeah, I love adventures. Take me on an adventure, and I'm like, I don't have fucking time to. We're so far away from the nearest jungle. The climate up here is, it's not even like accepting of adventures because it's too temperate, and there's no venomous snakes.
Mm-hmm.
You have venomous spiders or poison spiders. I can't remember, but it's not high stakes enough.
Yeah, Indiana Jones went on adventures.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Elon Musk going to space. That's an adventure.
Sure, that's an adventure. I would say now, Steve, the closest thing you've mentioned on the show is that your spelunking that you want to do in the cave.
Hell yeah.
That would be an adventure, right? You're going
not for an experienced guy like me though.
No, for you it's just a normal everyday thing. But
they call that a Wednesday.
I would say maybe next time if you're on one of those dating apps again, you just say, "Hey, this is if you love adventures, boy, do I have something for you."
I got something for you. Want to go to a place where you can't see and no one can hear you scream?
And it's required to have at least 3 people, otherwise, for legal purposes.
It's 4 people, and I can't get 4 goddamn people to go in the freaking cave with me.
In there. I don't want to
die. You're not going to die.
I'm too tall. I'm too big.
You're not too big. They're big caverns.
I'm too big for caves.
You're not. You might bonk your head, but you got to wear a helmet in this cave, so you're fine.
I don't even have a helmet. Like what, a lacrosse helmet?
I know you have a bike helmet because you're the only person that wears a bike helmet.
That's true. I wear a bike helmet. I do. And I stand by that.
Oh, I don't want brain injury. I don't want brain injury.
I still, even this is my favorite though. I mentioned this on the show before. Even like right before we got cold enough to, where nobody was biking, I would say in probably like September, I did see another person that was riding around with a mask on and no helmet, which is just my favorite thing in the world.
Dumbest. Ugh.
But I didn't know
they're scared of a slow death, not an instant one.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, we can wrap it up there, Steve.
Alrighty.
All right, people. Oh, a little news, Chubstep news here. I put all of the Christmas Bros songs on YouTube. So if you want to go to Chubstep Podcast, there's a playlist called the Christmas Bros, and you can see every one of the Christmas Bros songs we've released, including the Christmas Bros and Happy Meal singing Frosty the Ho-Man. That was the original song that came out last year. Everybody loves that one. So check it out there, and obviously check us out on YouTube. New episodes every Thursday. Email the show, chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. And we're about to send Rosalie a gift, Steve. So I have already bought some stuff for her 10 times on the show. If you want to be a guest on the show or know somebody who would be good on the show, chubstep.podcast@gmail.com.
And 10 times they get a thing.
10 times you get a prize. Yeah. It's like a loyalty program. Yeah. Because your only payment is this gift.
Yeah, we're not going to actually pay you money, but
no, you're not going to get money, but you will maybe get something. All right, perfect. All right, the show has ended. Be gone.
Now you know you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.